On the last edition of the file, I reported that TSA agents would be heavily involved in manning highway checkpoints in Tennessee.
Tennessee is now the first state ever to work with the TSA to deploy a simultaneous counterterrorism operation statewide. News Channel 5's Adam Gassimi was at one of their way station checkpoints today near Portland.
Yeah, Vicki, this was a massive operation, really bringing all federal, state, and local agencies together to not only do random searches, but also create an army of agents on wheels.
Well, yesterday, the state's Homeland Security Commissioner turned up the heat with an announcement that security checkpoints would be put in place over Halloween to keep Roadway safe for trick-or-treaters. The Tennessee Highway Patrol released an official statement encouraging motorists to take extra precautions to ensure a safe and happy Halloween. They announced that in conjunction with the, are you ready for this? Department of Homeland Security, that they would be conducting safety checkpoints, sobriety roadblocks, saturation patrols, and other enforcement techniques to look for aggressive or impaired drivers to ultimately save lives. And you know something, folks? When you put it like that, it sure makes it hard to argue with the idea of saving lives, right? But last year in Tennessee during Halloween, one person was killed due to drunk driving. The year before that, 2 people were killed due to drunk driving. So in a 2-year span, 3 people are killed. And that really justifies you calling in the Department of Homeland Security? Everyone at home, you be the judge of that. Quite honestly, I think it's pretty ridiculous. And speaking of government intervention, well, the TSA, they just keep outdoing themselves, folks. They're like a troubled wide receiver on your favorite football team. We just keep giving them more and more money, and in return, they just keep screwing up.
On a note in the luggage, the TSA official wrote, "Get your freak on, girl."
In an extremely rare moment for the TSA, the guardians of the 21st century police state, they caved to public outrage and fired one of their own screeners after that screener left a lewd message in lawyer Jill Filipovic's checked bag. After conducting an inspection of her bag and finding a sex toy, the screener left a message on the TSA inspection form which told the lawyer to get your freak on, girl! And after arriving at her hotel, Filipovic discovered the message on her bag. Having initially only suspended the TSA screener responsible, the federal agency was forced to go a step further once the story went viral and caused substantial public outrage. That's right, they eventually fired the screener. Folks, it's so unbelievably sad that the TSA is afforded due process after each and every example of their blatant violations of our constitutional rights. But Americans like you and I, we are afforded nothing when we step through the porno scanners, the radiation machines, and the abusive pat-downs at our nation's airports.